You're live. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Enlightening Your Way. I am your host, Nancy Lombardo. It's so good to be back on Sunday evenings. This year, we are going to be at 7 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock. We are airing live simultaneously on Blog Talk Radio, and of course, here on the Lilydale Assembly's official Facebook page. I'm a full-time resident here in Lilydale. I'm also a spiritualist and interfaith minister and healer. I'm the president of the Church of Living Spirit, which is an independent spiritualist church here in Lilydale. I'm also a military veteran and retired police detective with 32 years law enforcement experience, along with being a fitness and yoga instructor. And wellness is my passion. My show is a combination of many life experiences that will feature various topics and guests to help enrich one's mind, body, and soul on your pathway to healthy living. This show will re-air on my Facebook page, Wellness with Nancy Lombardo, where my motto is protecting and serving your well-being. And I'm so happy to welcome back my special guest, Stacy Kopchinski and Michele Shull. Stacy is a spiritualist minister, medium, and spiritualist teacher for Modern Spiritualism. And Michele has a background of 25 plus years in pet grooming, complemented by her Reiki and energy work. Stacy and her fiancé Michele recently purchased a leasehold here in Lilydale, where they opened the Sacred Grounds coffee shop. And last season in June, we talked about them creating and making the Sacred Grounds. And I thought it would be so fitting to have them back as my first guest this year to talk about our topic, Sacred Grounds, after the first season. So welcome back, guys.
Thanks, Nancy.
We made it.
We made it.
I know. I'm so
We're still
excited.
alive and together.
That's amazing because towards the end, you guys look so tired. You were just like walking that dog like, oh my goodness. I mean, and Stacy had her headband on.
Falling all over.
So my first question is, how do you think the first season went?
Oh my goodness. I think it went amazing. I think, it was a lot of hard work. I mean, it was definitely had its share of little challenges, I guess, around the way, but absolutely, I think topped all of our expectations. And what we truly wanted to do was, to build a space for community come together. And I think we did a really good job of that.
Well, I know you'd had experience in the restaurant business with your parents and everything, but Michele, I don't think, had you had experience? So this is your first time. What'd you think about it?
It was a lot harder than, I knew it was going to be hard. I've owned my own business before, but it was dog grooming and it was just me. I wasn't a full service place like this is.
Yeah. And you guys started like way early, right?
Yeah, I can easily say I worked harder this year than I have ever worked in my life.
That's a lot.
And she's still here.
Well, I think it's funny because you guys would like finish up the day and by like 8 o'clock, you're like going to bed.
Yeah. There was no nightlife for us. None.
No, not at all. That was just, you're exactly right. So has this been everything that you envisioned it to be? I know we talked about some of your, and first of all, let me say, the first time I walked in the shop, it was just adorable. And it actually felt like not, walking into someone's home. It was homey. It was welcoming. It was so beautifully decorated. Yeah, that was my very first, and the display of all the goodies, I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to gain 100 pounds. It was just so well done. It was from every little detail.
It really did. Like it pieced itself together, like you can see, there are certain touches that somehow found their way in, like, Sharon, like, used to have sayings. I didn't know that, and so we had a few sayings put around, and then, Breck and Sarah, a couple of their decor things we still kept, but yet then we turned it into our own, like I know a lot of my friends, like a few of them came from Wisconsin to visit, and they're just like, oh my God, this is you. Like you walk in and you just know Stacy's here because she has, weird things everywhere.
I don't know about that. What were the lavender cookies? Were those from
Yeah,
before?
the lavender cookies were like a hand down recipe, and we named our regular just basic coffee, not basic, it was good local roaster coffee, but we called it Cup of Joe, those little things that just kind of kept it going. The Table of Pioneers, for example, you see their pictures, it just kind
I
of
love that.
brings that into the space of what we were trying to create, like in a big philosophical thought pattern, we're just little people, holding space, we're just part of a place holding space until our time here is not. So we kind of try to harness that with, the people that come in. Like I laugh because looking at different things that were kind of left behind from people and we're incorporating it in, or like we had a create a station where you could like color and draw. And so
Mhm.
many people left art behind. So next year we're going to have like a whole wall of all these people who drew these art things and just left them here and just, kind of create it like a like a space for community. That was what we wanted.
Well, I think not only did you do that, but you intertwined it so beautifully. You intertwined the old, the new, the past, the present, and it was just beautiful. And it just like a orchestrated piece of music. It all came together. I mean, it just
Thanks.
all came together for sure. I'd like to know, since both of you had not lived here in Lilydale before, what did you learn about Lilydale? Oh, good question. I loved it. I was in church today and I said, this is just off the cuff. We just have a conversation. So I like to catch you off guard and make you think.
What did we learn about Lilydale?
Well, I guess, do you want to
Go
start?
ahead, I'm thinking.
Okay. Because, I've been coming to Lilydale on and off for 13, 14 years. I think the longest I ever stayed here at one given time was 1 week, maybe, or a week and a half. So to be here all summer,
Mhm.
actually, I can cry a little because now that I think about it, I learned a lot. I
Aw.
learned one, that this town, this community is a living, breathing, energetic field that will never, no matter the people that come in and out of it, it will never really change what it's truly for. And that's connecting worlds, connecting people, connecting anything, really, just connection. Because I can't believe the amount of people, because we have the best job ever because we are literally talking to people every day who are either here for the first time or who have been coming for years or who have, and it's like you feel, and I hate to use the word magic because it's not, it's energy, but you feel this unbelievable sense of, yeah, magic is the word. Like, it's just like, it reminds you of like, oh my God, this is so great to watch these people. Like, this is my first time here. This is so amazing. I feel so good. Also, though, in that same breath, now I've learned how to live in it. I have spent 2 weeks at home in Wisconsin for a little while before coming back. And it's like I need to recalibrate my energy.
Wow.
It is kind of special to be living here. I mean, yes, it does magnify things. I hear that all the time. So it will magnify whatever energy you're putting out, right? Like it doesn't have it magnifies anything. But when you can magnify the good, right? The hope, the love, the space of community, when you can get that magnified, which I think we got to see when every day someone was just so touched by this place, usually it was multiple people that were having life-changing experiences. And I got to witness that, so we got to witness
Well,
that.
and it's cool because it always kind of keeps you reminded of, well, I don't know, because it's been longer for you, but it always kind of reminds you of how it was the first time you came.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds you back, it kind of takes you back to, oh yeah, I remember what that was like.
Yeah. Feeling in the gates,
Yeah, I know. And I always say that's so important, especially when you start living here longer and longer, to remember those moments and remember, like you said, coming through that gate, that feeling. Sometimes I think we get to take it for granted, and then we not forget about it, but we don't appreciate how special a place it is. And then when you're reminded by all these people, you're like, you're right. I really live in a really special place.
Yeah.
And it's really good to hear that reminder.
Yeah. So that was, I think that was probably one of the most profound things that I learned, from being here. It's really how unbelievable this space is and how lucky we are to be here and to keep adding to the vibration of this space and holding it for anyone who needs it. What about you? Did you think about your answer?
Oh, I wasn't going to let her go.
I'm not sure what my answer is. I thought it was cool to kind of see like before season how it is, and then like ramping up to opening day and all the activity and the people and how everybody gets excited and then to see it and we talked to multiple people about when it closes and how it abruptly changes on that, and it's like I don't know how many people told us that, and I don't think we still understood it until they came, and then it was like, this is weird.
Yeah.
It's literally like, and people don't understand it, it's literally like turning a light switch off.
Yeah, it's so hard.
It's so abrupt, like you said, it's so fast. You're like in this whole thing, and now
Yeah,
and here we are back to just it's so funny because here we are talking on Zoom and you're a street over and like 5 houses down. You're like, do you want me to come over? No, I'll just hit you up on Zoom. We are all in Lilydale. Yeah, this is what we do. This is what the pandemic has done to us. Make us go on Zoom.
Well, it's cold and ugly out anyway.
That's so cold.
It was a weird weather day here.
For anybody that's not here, it's so ugly out. And we had such a beautiful week last week. I'm not going to complain, but man, that turned like a light switch too, just instantly. I gotta say, I had so much fun meeting your mom, Stacy, one night when she was here, and we sat outside, and she was just so proud of you. And she kept, because we could hear you in there, just she goes, she's just in her zone doing this. She has found her niche, and she's just in her place. And you both of you, you were so inviting to everybody that walked through that door. Not only you, your employees were wonderful. I'm sure everybody felt that coming in. I can't even imagine that you could talk at the end of the day. Seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know how both of you were able to even talk, because you're just nonstop trying to talk to everybody. And they said that's just a lot. It's a lot.
I do have to say, since you brought it up and we're live, right? And
yeah,
watching, I do have to give such an amazing just humble, oh my God, to my employees, because they're amazing. Like Joan, John, Melissa, Ellie, Tom, Shauna, our cleaning lady, like everybody who, came and took part in this, like, because you're hiring them. They're like, so what do we expect? I don't know. Like,
we don't know what we're doing.
No. So come learn with us. Right. Like, and they have been just amazing, just troopers. Like I'm really blessed how it all came together. It was just, amazing. So they were fantastic. So I just want a nice shout out to them. And
I remember I walked in one day and Joan was behind the counter. They had just moved here. I was like, what are you doing here? I don't know. She goes, I had extra time. I thought I'd come work.
Yeah, love it.
But she loved it. Yeah, totally loved it. So
yeah, amazing. They're just amazing.
So I'd like to know what your biggest takeaway was this season, the first season.
Hire more employees. No, sorry, that's a big one.
I kept telling you need to take a day off. Remember, I kept putting that in from very early on. I was like, you guys need to take a day, because you were like working.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Nancy, that's a big question.
Takeaway.
I think I have to say, I definitely have to agree. I think for the first time in, oh my gosh, my whole maybe life of careers, I actually have to agree with what my mom said. Like this is it. Like I get to celebrate the fact that I'm a spiritualist and I love spiritualism in a community that founded it, really. I mean, not that they founded spiritualism, but the founders of this, right, of this community. And this is my life. Like, this is our life. I get to like meet people. Like today, there was this group of people from Buffalo, kids. Well, they weren't kids, they were adults.
We call them kids.
That came in to just, they were on a photographic field trip and they had no idea. I'm like, do you know what do you even know what this is? They're like, and I'm like, well, let me tell you why you order your Sir Arthur, and let me tell you about this and that. And, and yeah.
How did they find us?
So I think
The one girl.
one girl who is a student, her mom comes and gets readings.
Oh,
And so they were out like up in Niagara,
She's from
and
Buffalo.
yeah, she's from Buffalo. And yeah, so they just swung by,
Like the one guy was from Brooklyn.
yeah. Yeah. But I think that's probably my big, like, I feel like I'm in the right place. And I haven't necessarily known if I felt, not that I never not enjoyed. So anybody listening that used to employ me, I like you all. But I think that was all just stepping stones to lead me here. Yeah, or lead us here, right?
Michelle, you got any big takeaway?
I think one of my big takeaways is because I was never in this kind of job before, is the amount of work that restaurant people or waitresses or any of those kinds of people do. So I think I got a better appreciation for, wait staff and that kind of thing, restaurant workers.
It's just hard work, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
And on your feet.
Mhm.
People aren't used to being
Oh
on their-
yeah, well, like we spent the first couple weeks like buying shoes and switching shoes and trying to figure out our feet from hurting.
Oh, that was funny. That's so true.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. People don't appreciate that kind of work, and it's just hard work for sure. Hard
Yeah.
work. So do you have any big plans in the works for season 2?
Oh my gosh.
Well, of course.
Of course.
I guess being in it, you started having all these like this, we could do this, we could do this. What,
Yeah.
give us like a hint.
So yeah, we're definitely wanting to continue that idea and that the action of creating community by meet the authors or featuring artists, or we're definitely looking at some artists in residence so they can
Nice.
live here and then do live art every day that they're here, so it can be witnessed and watched by whoever's coming into the community. We'll definitely have music again. That was always, that's always a great thing about raising vibration. We're talking about, don't fret, we'll still have lavender cookies. There's some things that are chicken salad. There are some things we'll still have, but we're looking at maybe bringing in some new drinks or doing flights, like coffee flights. So you can get a sampling platter of all the different coffees we have. So you can
I've never heard it called a flight.
yeah,
Like a beer flight.
but it's not a
You
beer.
know, I've seen the beer with the, yeah.
But yeah, now they're going to be coffee flights.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of that.
Very clearly coffee, no beer. Yeah, and we're looking at doing, I don't know, we're just looking at ways we can keep expanding that idea. So there's definitely things coming, we're planning, we're talking to a lot of people, definitely, working with the community too, partnering up with, other, I don't know, churches or clubs, or I don't know, Children's Week. We're planning on helping out where we can, in the community and do that kind of stuff. So we're definitely looking forward to season 2.
Well, that was so cool. I know personally, just hearing the music on the porch and random people just going up there with guitars and playing and singing, and you had the karaoke and people were dancing in the street literally, and we hadn't seen that in years, I'm sure. And people really enjoyed that, and I think they enjoyed the sense of community. They enjoyed the center part of the area of our town being lit up, so to say. And you brought in many different people last year already, different.
Yeah.
It was very nice. It was very, very nice. So I
Yes.
think,
And when we have more employees, we'll be open more to things. one thing we're going to take away is we're not going to work as much, Nancy. You're right. We're going to
Take a day.
suggestion. A day, maybe. A half.
Right?
Hey, look, I only got one day last season.
Well, yeah, I mean, people like to stay open a little later, and that was one thing we were lacking. And I'm glad. I think the Lily stayed open later also this year, and as also the Sunflower, everybody stayed open a little later, and that was because our workshops go till like 6:30. Sometimes we have evening workshops, and I
Yeah.
think people really appreciated having a place to go without having to leave the grounds
Yeah,
and something to eat. So I think that was really, really important.
absolutely. Absolutely. I think too, like even, I think all the, businesses are definitely, we love Kathleen and Brenda. We were feeding each other coffee and food as we're moving through. As we're moving through. Like I remember we needed to eat something that wasn't from here. Like
I remember you saying that. You were like,
Yeah.
we're going over the Lily.
like make me a cheeseburger, or Brenda, make me a wrap, anything that I could eat that I don't, we don't make.
And I think what was really cool is like all three places kind of had different things on their menu, which attracted different
Absolutely.
people. So it was really
Absolutely.
nice. Like the triangle, the three little places.
Yeah. And I
And
think, that's like that community family, like people would say, oh, I need eggs. Like, do you have breakfast? No, the Lily does.
Right.
Oh, I'm looking for wraps. Do you have wraps? Oh, no, the Sunflower does. And it's like, you could literally watch the people like grab a nice coffee, maybe like a flavored latte here, go down there, have that, go over there, have that, come back here. It was just, and that's what it is about. I think it's working. And even the shops too, like I got to give it to all of those businesses, not that our mediums aren't business or the bed and breakfasts aren't businesses, but as a restaurant, we just kind of stick together, in more of
yeah,
those.
well, yeah, totally. Yeah. But I think you're right. It all worked together very cohesively and
Yeah.
smoothly. And you all got along well. And yeah, it was perfect. It was perfect. So I'd like to know if you have any long-term goals for the business or for yourselves in your spiritual journey. So not just talking about the business, but your own spiritual journeys.
Yeah. Wow. Michelle's full of answers.
You need to put her on the spot and make her go first.
It's so weird because like when we left here and went home, I was home 3 weeks before we came back. You were home too. And and we were only here constantly since what? June. But it was like, I was kind of sad when I left. And then when I got home, I was like, this is weird because it didn't feel like home anymore. And then when we came back last week, well, you weren't here, but even you said when you came back, it was weird when we came. So we're kind of in this weird limbo land for a minute, trying to acclimate back to what we're supposed to do next. So I don't know that I can say for a fact that I have any long-term spiritual goals yet. I did, since being here, wanted to start reading more. And I have actually tried, I started that. So that's kind of like a big deal for me because I'm a terrible reader. But I don't watch TV hardly at all anymore either. So
And she's reading, what book is she reading? Lilydale.
Yeah, right. Lilydale.
Of course, why not?
And I loved it. I said to her, I don't know if I liked it so much because it's a good book.
The Christine Wicker one?
Yeah. It's a really good book. It's a good read.
Yeah, she spoke at church before.
And like the first half of it, I was kind of laughing the whole way through it. And I don't know if it's so much because it's funny or if it's because I know some of the people now.
Right.
But
I've heard other people say that it's so cool to read that book, and then you come to Lily and you actually meet the people that are in the book. So,
I said to her, I want somebody to do like a second one now.
Right. Christine,
like,
if you're listening.
I think we need an updated version.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be cool.
That'd be fun. That's good.
Well, Stacy, you're like the expert on spiritualism. So
I do. Yeah. So long-term, I have a bunch of goals. We'll see if I make them. That's the biggest question. But
my goal is to keep up.
No, it's a good one.
I definitely want to see us here And I think next year, season 2, we will be here longer now, like not that I'm not ready to leave Wisconsin. I still have, a kid in high school and I want to see that through and, and check in. But I do feel that we will probably turn the needle a little bit more to being Lilydale's our home and Wisconsin's our second place. So I think that is a goal that we kind of want to achieve. And then, continue to keep building community. I would love to write a book a little bit about being a spiritualist and what it means, because for me, it means so much more than mediumship. So I like to kind of, enhance some of that aspect. So I would like to kind of even write a book, just how this, remember from our first interview, how this place even came to be. And then to watch, I'm sure we could probably get a lot of material these next few years for a book.
Absolutely.
I know a thought just came to me when you're talking about that. You don't by any chance have a book out there for people to write their comments in, do you?
No, but we should do that.
That's an
Nancy.
excellent idea, Nancy.
Yes.
Yeah, I just thought of that when you were saying that. I thought it'd be really cool, especially people have never been here for the first time to write their little comments or what they think about Lilydale in
Or
general.
even just document, because there's so many people here for so many different reasons. It's not like they're all coming here just to experience something from one perspective. They're coming here to experience multiple things from multiple perspectives. So that's an excellent way, and I do want to continue on, developing my mediumship, and maybe someday, I know the testing process is long. We'll see,
That's a
I
lot.
feel like when I'm called to do it, like when the door opens, I always said that. I said that, oh my God, how many years ago now? I'm having a flashback to, I think I was at a convention for spiritualists. And I remember saying, well, if spirit opens the door, I promise I'll walk through it. And I think I've done that. So we'll see, who knows what doors, but we'll definitely be here more, opening sooner. We're going to open more like Memorial Day weekend and be open on the weekends until season. And we're going to stay open until October again. And there's about a ton of classes I want to take too.
Right.
Between what you guys offer, Barbara's healing class, like I gotta start.
Future goal.
I gotta start saving up money and getting signed up to take all these classes.
Well, I know you had some guests come in your shop, like Raymond Moody. Some of the presenters had come in. Did you have a chance to have conversations with them also, or so that was really, really cool.
Yeah. Do you want to hear my worst experience one, because I didn't realize it?
Okay, go ahead.
So, some of you know who have been in here that I have drinks named after different pioneers or different philosophies. So this guy comes in with this real cool shirt on, like it looks like the universe, and I'm like, oh, cool shirt. He's like, thanks, and he orders a magic staff and a chicken salad sandwich to go. And a lot of times when we don't have a line, I will somehow encourage conversation about said drink and its philosophy or meaning to spiritualism. So when we made his magic staff, I said, behold, here is thy magic staff. Walk with it, talk with it, lean on it, believe in it forever. Under all circumstances, keep an even mind. And he just kind of looks at me super puzzled. And I'm just like, well, that's what we named the drink after. There was this guy whose spirit guide gave him this metaphorical staff to, and he's like, okay. He's like, thanks. And he goes, I'll just wait out here for my sandwich to go. And I said, no problem. And so the sandwich is ready. I go to take it out to him and he goes, what? No, behold thy sacred chicken sandwich. And I laughed and I said, no. And then I realized it was Jack Osborne.
Oh, no.
People knew it was Jack Osborne. She had no clue that was
Oh, that's good.
I thought, well, good. Now we know something. He'll go home and know thy magic staff. But yeah.
I heard he had a great experience here in Lilydale, so that's probably
Actually,
all
I feel
good.
like a lot of them did, like Raymond Moody, like they that whole weekend they were in Shannon Taggart's weekend. A lot of them were. We really got to experience not just the presenters, but the people who went. And I'm telling you, if you need something positive, and especially for those who we live here every day, right? So sometimes we can get into the life of living here every day and what it is to live in a small town and, those kinds of things. And I get that. But if you ever need a good, what's the word? Upliftment, come and just listen. Just come in here, get a cup of coffee, sit down and listen, because it was amazing. We go bust tables. Oh my God, did you see this? Oh, I was at the healing temple. I feel so much better. Did you see the message that so-and-so gave me? I couldn't believe it. I know that was my grandma. Listen to the conversations. Oh, did you see this class? Or I'm in this class. Oh, me too. And you just love and see the positivity and happiness that comes from, all of what
From our
Louisiana
hamlet.
offers.
Exactly. From our beautiful
Yeah.
little hamlet.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're exactly right. You probably did hear a lot of the after effects of all that, and that has to make you feel good for sure.
Absolutely. Made us want to get up the next morning and do it all over again.
Yeah, I'm sure of that. I'm sure. Is there any one of your customers whose story might have touched you more than somebody else that had an experience here?
Oh my gosh, we had a few, but I right away, as soon as you said that, one pops out in my mind. What about you?
Well, I don't know if they weren't a visitor. I was thinking about that picture.
Oh, that's the same one
Is that
I
the
was
one you're
thinking about.
No wonder you two are meant to be together.
Yeah. So we feature artists in their artwork. Nancy, we got your cards here. That's
I
amazing.
know. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. It's so wonderful to share. And we had Julie Cray, who is an artist that we featured here. She had some pictures on the wall. And we had a couple people come in, and I'm sorry, I'll just say this right now. I just don't remember names. It takes me forever to learn people's names, but I'll remember your aura. I'll remember what you drink. I remember what you like to eat. It just might not ever remember your name, right?
I'll remember your animal.
We finally, it was always like, well, Stiv's mom, Lily's mom.
That's funny.
That's how she always describes people, like by their animals, Cheeto mom, right? So it was, I don't know, there was a group of women, they were in, chit-chatting, having a good time. Nothing was ever said to us while we were actually open and here. But the next day, I got an email asking about one of Julie's pictures, because it was their, it was a room in Jewel of the Lake that Julie had taken the picture of. And Julie does these beautiful they look like ghosts, like in
Very
different
cool.
positions.
Yeah.
And this was a ghost sitting like in a bedroom at Jewel of the Lake. And it's the same room that this mom and daughter stay at every year they come here. But the mom is fighting a very aggressive form of cancer. And though she remains a fighter, she also remains hopeful and realistic. And that's the room that they stay at every year they come. So she contacted us to contact the artist to buy a print to give to her daughter, so that if she should pass, they all remember that she's still with them, because she isn't that amazing? Like, doesn't
That's
it
so touching.
tear up and just,
Yes. Beautiful story.
Yeah. And again, you just have to think about how much spirit can influence or help us or guide us or direct us. How did I meet Julie? How did it get to be here? How were they here? And they saw it, and and they're here, having their experience and getting healing and reading, that was pretty cool. Like, that was really, that was
Think if there
a
was
really
any other
cool.
ones.
Oh, there was millions of customers. That's the other people now. Now we'll do a shout out to all of the people who came in the door, regardless if it was one time or 100 times. Like, we just loved every single one of you and are
Dirty
so
kisses.
grateful.
Almond cake.
Oh yeah. Cake, just leaving your energy anywhere, like giving us words of advice. I mean, people fixing our doors that break, like,
Oh yeah.
just I just like, we have the most amazing customers. Like, I'm sure, most businesses say that, but we really do. They just start, they come in, they tell us their story, they put their energy into this place. And so that's amazing.
I think it'd be cool if people are watching, if they put in the comments like what their favorite thing was in the coffee shop or what their favorite food was. Maybe that might give you a little help for next year or whatever. But just a comment of what their overall experience was, because we had talked about it in the anticipation of it being open, and many people were so excited. I mean, it had been closed for a few years, and then it was definitely closed during the pandemic. And yeah, you guys have done a lot of work to it. The painting itself was just beautiful, and you're actually finishing that up this week. Did you get it done before the rain? No.
To be continued. We are still finishing up. We promise.
There will be a spring meeting.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be a rush with this weather coming. You tried.
We tried. We call our building a she, just because that's what we feel like she is. And when she's ready to put her final coat of lipstick on, she'll let us.
And there you go. So we had talked about it before that people have seen I believe women in your house. Did you experience any of that? Yes?
Yes,
absolutely. So tell.
Well, we call her Ruth. I don't know. There could be a couple of them. We have one.
You call her Ruth?
Two. I don't know why. That's just what I
think that's what Breck said it, or Breck or Sarah, somebody said it was Ruth, or maybe it was Sonia. Somebody told us there was a Ruth.
I don't know, but we're going with it because it sounds right to me.
We kept doing it.
But we have one door upstairs, the linen closet door, and it has one of these really, how do you call it, honey? How would you show it? Like
it's
this
like,
type of latch.
It's a latch that you
like
put
this.
down.
Oh,
so like it's got like a little hooky and you just latch
it.
Like, and it goes far down, right? So like it takes a lot of effort to get it to turn up. That closet's open all the time. Like just all the time. Completely latch up, door open. Like,
has it always been a closet?
I think so. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell because it's this has been added on to so many times.
Right. Yeah.
And it's kind of right where the original house ended. So I don't know. But yeah, like it's crazy. Like it is crazy. And you'll hear, like I've heard like people.
I don't hear people
walking.
I don't want to hear nothing when it's dark and I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen anything? You've just heard and seen like
just heard it. Yeah, I think one time I walked into the yellow, like our yellow room, we call it, and I literally thought there was a guy sitting at the table. It kind of took me back for a minute, but then there was no one there. And I guess, is that just kind of normal where you go, okay.
Like in Lilydale, that would be a yes.
Yeah.
And of course, to you, whose parents owned a haunted restaurant, right?
Yeah, it needs to be a lot for me to notice. Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably just like, this just happens all the time to me.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that's probably the most I'm thinking, right?
That's the only thing I can think of is that stupid cop.
Yeah,
that's good. I always say they're all in all of Lilydale. I think they're always welcoming spirits if they're here. I've never had a bad feeling, or I just never have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even if it's that thing that catches your eye and did I see that or not, but it's never been scary. It's never been any of that. It's always just been beautiful and just a presence. And that I think they all want to be here too in this energy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and we did get our portrait done. I don't know, again, back to Julie.
Oh, Julie?
Portrait done where we're see-through. So that way, whoever inherits it after we go, we can still have like our little, little spot on the wall of here we are as ghosts. Yeah. We'll still be here holding the space. I'll be like, hey.
I love that.
Picture?
So you said, I know you're going till the end of October, right? All the way till the very last Sunday in October?
Yes.
And then you'll be closing down and opening back up Memorial Day weekend?
Memorial Day weekend, yep.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Yeah. I'm trying to not anticipate the winter here, of course.
No.
And you don't have to be here yet for the winter, but not fun times. We'll just see. But you actually...
Well, I do have to say, we've learned Lilydale also has its own weather forecast. It does not follow any of like what you see or gets reported on TV or on your phone app. Like it can, it'll be like, watch out, tornado. Well, not a tornado, but like big storm. And we're sitting out here and it's sunny. Like you're just kind of really confused.
Or a big gray cloud will come over and we'll be like, oh, it's gonna storm, and then it'll just keep going. Yeah. And then
You're right. You're right about that. It's bizarre weather here. It's just so bizarre weather and so unpredictable. We never know. We never know. Well, I don't know. Do you have anything else you'd like to say? Because I've covered all my questions and it's been fun as always.
It's always a good time. It's always a good time. And I guess I want to say then my third and final shout out, thank my workers, thank our customers, and really then just thank the community. I was blessed. We were blessed to meet so many people and to see really what kind of unbelievable, talented, wonderful people live here in this community and, quietly hold space. You don't go unnoticed. You know what I mean? You don't go unnoticed. And the community was so supportive. If it wasn't, sharing our posts or talking to others, or even outside the gates too, like props to Casadega, and even that community, and how just amazing and welcoming all of everyone was, for us too. It definitely made us feel at home and at ease. And
well, I really think the fact that we got the historical stamp now on our community, our entire community, has helped out tremendously. It's piqued people's interest in wanting to come and visit. And I so appreciate people like you that have come and are restoring, because there's several buildings here and homes here that still need that special love and attention. And I just appreciate you so much to build that back to what we know it was back in its heyday. And I'm sure it was to its full potential this year. And I think it's only going to grow bigger. And it's just a wonderful thing for Lilydale community, for sure.
Absolutely. And props to you too, Nancy. I'm just going to say that just because you were such a big supporter, having us on your show twice, but also just being a friend and watching you lead a church. Like that is immense. And to watch how you just pull your whole board and you pull everyone, it's a welcoming place, what you create to it. And to me, it was great. Like I loved going to the church, annual meeting and seeing all these people now that
was wonderful.
If there's a drawback to having this, I think it is that we don't get to go to church.
Yeah, I know, that's so sad.
Go to some of the stuff.
I actually thought about that today. I thought they might be in church. I thought, oh, they're working.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't be in church.
We snuck out. Well, no, we didn't really sneak out in any church service.
Oh gosh, no. And we barely made it to any. That's why I said we're looking for employees. There was like 3 or 4 classes I wanted to go, or symposiums to sit in on, or and it was like,
you are one of our ministers, so now I see that you're doing like food ministry.
Yeah, there you go. I love that. Caffeine ministry.
And caffeine ministry.
Is that a thing?
That could be a thing. Yeah.
We
we also forgot to make mention, talking about the community. Another thing I missed when the switch went off, the golf cart community at nighttime. Choo, choo, choo. You guys were like, you guys were part of that.
We were that.
It is funny though, but you have to hit it right at the right time, and then that's when there's golf carts everywhere. And then as soon as the season ended, I was just like, I'm out walking the streets by myself. Where's all the golf carts? Where is everybody? No, all gone.
Those were our date nights. For like 20 minutes, we get in the golf cart.
Okay, let's go. Hurry.
You tried to go, but then you got stopped I said you got stopped every 2 seconds talking to people, and I'm like one of them. Okay, go drive your golf cart.
That is so funny. She just was looking at a souped up 3-wheel golf cart with Harley Davidson labels on it.
Oh, that'd be good.
Oh yeah, right.
That'd catch people's attention for sure.
Well, they were kind of giving us heck because we didn't have headlights for a while.
Didn't have headlights.
we didn't have no light, so then we had to figure that out. That took a couple of times, but then we finally got that worked out near the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you'll know for next year.
Yeah. Oh, too, if any of you have any good slogans, I'm trying to come up with some good slogans to add to our new t-shirts. Like this year, our t-shirt said, support your local caffeine dealer.
Taglines.
Taglines. Right? Now I did come up with this
Of
one.
course, as a narcotics detective, I think that's hilarious.
So this morning, this one popped in my head. Our coffee so strong, it wakes the dead. I don't know if that's a good one. But if anybody has any punny taglines that we could use for some of our next year's merchandise.
Yeah,
your
so we're
merchant-
thinking- we also thought we might do like a limited edition something.
Oh yeah, like new t-shirts every year. Like a limited edition t-shirt, where it just a new saying or something.
Well, I saw Amanda today rocking her sweatshirts and they looked so cute on her. So
Oh my gosh.
they were really adorable. Yeah.
It's good times.
Really good times. I'm looking forward. I'll be miss you guys when you're there. Like someone was asking me where you guys live at, like somewhere cold. They go
Wisconsin.
somewhere colder than here.
But southeastern Wisconsin. So it's like we don't get the snow that you guys get at all. But we do get cold. Like we'll
Okay.
get like 20 below zero is like a regular temperature for quite a few days.
Well, I'm glad there's actually going to be someone taking care of the place. So you won't have any surprises to come back to this year. So that'll be a good thing.
Exactly. That'll be fantastic.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Happy seeing Tom.
Tom.
Anyways, it's been such a joy. Thank you so very much for joining me on my
Oh,
very
thanks.
first show. And I know you have your own show once a month. So
Me
we'll
too.
be seeing your guests come up, and mine's twice a month, every other week, I think is when I do mine. Like I said, I hope people post comments. If they have any questions to ask, post that. We'll both go through and we'll look at them and we'll answer them as we can. For sure.
Absolutely.
So
Yay.
awesome. Well, in saying that, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this evening. Join me again in 2 weeks for our next episode of Enlightening Your Way, where my goal is to enrich your mind, body, and soul on your pathway to healthy living. Please visit this page often, the Lilydale Assembly Inc. page. There's workshops coming up, off-season workshops, Zoom, in person. So we have our Healing Temple services on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So just be on the page and see everything that's going on in Lilydale and the things that'll be coming up for the following season. Also, I have my own Facebook page, Wellness with Nancy Lombardo. I'd appreciate if you'd go there and like it, and Instagram, nancy.k.lombardo. My name is Nancy Lombardo. I am here protecting and serving your well-being. Good evening, everybody. Thank you.